very free, very loose. Because once again, I don't want to work in sequence. I don't want to finish him and then have him look great and then go over and try to finish her and have her look great and then have them not really relate to each other. So, slow down a little bit. Take time to assess what you're doing. Now I'm going to come in here as well, and I will mix a little bit more colors now that I got them sort of blocked, their bodies blocked in, their upper bodies blocked in. I'm going to take the palette knife and mix up a few other colors that we have here. I think I will jump up to the, the faces. We'll get them going a little bit more because that's interesting and you probably want to see that. She's got some beautiful, beautiful warm tones. He has a little bit more fair skin. He's probably a little bit more of the complexion than I have, and she's just got some gorgeous warm tones to her body. And you notice to her face here, and you notice that she gets much, much warmer down here in her neckline. And I would be willing to bet part of that is probably really a lot of this strong, strong red from the chair is reflecting, is bouncing back up to her chest right there. And you'll find that happen. You'll find that reflected light will play a big part. See, remember, our light's coming down from the upper left-hand side, and it's hitting that chair and probably bouncing back up into her. So that's pretty strong. But nonetheless, I'm going to go with this palette knife. I'm going to take a little bit of Naples yellow. Naples yellow is also a real favorite of mine. I've said this before other times when painting and doing demos that it's sort of nice because it can help me lighten some things but not whiten them too much or not make them too washed out or too pale. It's got a little bit, it's got that nice sort of yellow warm pigment to it, but not overly warm. You'll notice I have the cadmium yellows, different variations of a cadmium pale and a cadmium medium yellow next to the Naples yellow, and they're so much stronger, they're so much more heavy, and I think they would really jump a little bit too much. So I'm going to take some of that, and I think what I'll do is I'm going to take just a slight touch of this orange, this cadmium orange. I just want to warm it up a little bit more, just a little bit more. And I'm just going to see what that does. One of the things that I'm doing all the time is making comparisons, and I know that she needs to be very, very strong up here in the face. She needs to be very, very light, and that's not bad. That's sort of a little peachy in color there. I think we can ease up on the warmth a little bit in the lightest areas of her face. So I'm going to take something that's still warm, a little bit of burnt sienna, and I think that'll darken that just enough right now. And I'm going to apply that to the face right here, again with the palette knife. That's sort of good. We get a little spot on her nose too right here. Now, once again, palette knife can feel like a little bit of a clumsy tool at first until you get used to it. In the same way that, as I mentioned in the beginning of this, it can feel a little bit, well, the brush can feel a little bit odd to you too if you're not used to using a brush. But this is just going to begin to sort of set the stage here, and you're going to start to get a little idea of her face sort of coming together. Light and dark shapes, that's what I'm looking for. And you'll notice I'm really going for very specific marks. I see a little bit of light on her chin. See a little bit of light coming from just below the ear right here. It's coming down onto the neck. That's good. Our ground here is acting like our middle tone right now. It's giving us a little bit of a middle tone. I'm going to come back in with the brush shortly, and I will use the brush to sort of move this around a little bit more. Get some nice light on the ear right here. Also over here, sort of perimeter of the ear. That's kind of nice. That's pretty good. Just a few marks.